Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to Harry's Highlights. On this video, we're going to talk about the book, The Strangest Secret. Now this is all about understanding success. And what I want to talk about is that understanding success, it's all about, success is really the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So that means that like your definition of success, my definition of success, that other person's definition of success could be completely different. But so long as you're on the path to a progressive realization of that ideal, you are becoming successful. For some people, it might be something as simple as completing high school. For others, it might be becoming CEO of that Fortune 500 company. For other people, it might be just achieving a balance in work, life, and family. The ideal that they hold is what their ideal is of success. And the progressive realization of it, understanding, are they moving towards that? Are they achieving that goal? Are they taking the steps that are going to bring them that goal? That is what success is about. It's about the journey as well as the destination. See, for a lot of people, success can also be very wealth-based on money. And understanding that, see, a good example of this one is that how things have changed over time is that for most people, they retire at the age of 65. They rely on a pension and the government to fund the rest of their life, for them to base their livelihood, and for them to make money, to have money coming in. That means that at age 65, they still don't know how to become financially independent. And for a lot of people, financial independence is a form of success. And it's the ideal that they want to reach. Unfortunately, the system that we're a part of doesn't teach that independence. It teaches reliance. It teaches us even at that age, at age 65, where a lot of people even have grandchildren, we're still reliant on government funding, on a check to come in the mail, or money to be paid into a bank account. It's not about us having financial independence and being able to make our own decisions. We're controlled by the restrictions put on us by the system that we're a part of. So for a lot of people, that isn't ideal for them. So the progressive realization of that worthy ideal is about working out what it is that they want to achieve and then taking the steps towards achieving that. See, you've got to have, for people who have goals, who have targets they want to hit, they're the ones that become successful because they know where they're going. They're not just existing, they're not just drifting around, they're not just letting the current take them. You know, they're not getting caught up in, the here and the now. They've got a purpose to where they want to be, where they want to go, and what they're doing. Each day, each week, each month, each year, they're moving towards something. They're producing, not just consuming. And that difference in mentality is why they become successful. Is why that they, at 65, they're not reliant on their superannuation or the government. They're like, whether that happens or doesn't happen has no effect on them. It's a bonus if it does. It's no harm done if it doesn't. And that difference in mentality is the reason why people live fulfilling, successful lives. Because they've taken the time to understand what is success to them and how they're going to achieve it. So the key to success and the key to failure is we become whatever we think about. So if we think about nothing, we become nothing. If you think about your target, you think about your goal, you will become that. That ideal, that picture in your mind of what it is that's successful and what you're to become, that is what you will become. That is what you gravitate towards. There's a great thing in a lot of sports. They talk about if you're trying to avoid something, say you're skateboarding, for example. If you're trying to avoid something there, you need to move around to go over to something. The best thing you can do is not look at it. The worst thing you can do is focus on it. See, because whatever you focus on, you'll gravitate towards. So if I wanted to go over an obstacle, I'd have to focus past it. It's the same thing in running. They teach you when you're running not to focus on the finish line, but to focus 10 meters past it. Because if you start focusing on the finish line, you'll begin to slow down before you even reach the finish line. It's just natural human behavior. If you focus 10 meters past it, you'll go past the finish line at full speed, then start to slow down. See, it's the same thing in life. If you're focusing on your goals, you'll then move full speed ahead towards those goals. If you don't, you'll just exist. You'll just drift through. Or at very worst, you'll focus on just the next day. And before you even get to the next day, you'll start to slow down. You'll get to if you're focusing on 65 and retire, by the time you get to 60, 62, 64, you'll start to slow down. If you're focusing on well past 65, past then is when I want to achieve something I want to become more. By the time you get to 65, all of a sudden you have more than what you need. And you'll be moving forward and progressively realizing the worthy ideals that you possess or that you want to achieve. See, you've got to understand that with what we do, that understanding, it's what we become. So, for example, selling is the world's highest paid profession in the world, provided we're good at it and provided we know where we're going. So, having that knowledge, having that understanding of that, that means they say no matter what you do, no matter what business or position you're in, sales is one of the most valuable skills you can have, because everybody has to do it to some degree, in some form, some fashion, some way. Regardless of whether you are in a sales job where you're having to sell a product, or regardless of whether you're in your own business and you have to sell yourself. A mechanic, for example, has to promote themselves and their business in some way, just as the door-to-door salesman has to promote and sell their product in some way. So sales, no matter where you are, and no matter what you do, is one of the world's highest paid professions, because it is the key to helping you get further. Part of that is understanding how to do it and also knowing where you want to go. In that same scenario, you've got to have the mindset of acting as though it's impossible to fail. So to achieve success, you always have to have that undying belief, that unshakable faith, that you have to transcend everything and understand that no matter what happens or comes your way, you will overcome it. You will become successful because you've made the decision to. You've decided this is what's going to happen, and it will happen, and you're going to focus on it, and because of that, that is why it'll become to be. See, everything starts in the mind first and it happens second in the physical world. So you have to, in your mind, have to have that unshakable faith, that undying belief that decision is made. You have to murder all other options and make it that is what is going to happen. And because it's happened in your mind, it'll then happen in the physical world. And you'll act as though it's impossible to fail, and it will be. See, to quickly summarize everything I've talked about here, is understanding that the people that don't follow that sort of system, they get to 65 and then they wait, they put their hand out waiting for the government to give them some form of financial assistance so they can continue on, living without working. That means at that age, they still haven't reached financial independence. 65, more than half a century, and they're still not at a stage where they're still reliant on the system. And then I was talking about understanding that it's because of a lack of goals is the reason why people don't succeed. When you have a goal, you know where you're going, you've got something to do, you've got purpose and drive, and you've got something to target and work towards. But then also understanding that key to success and failure is we become what we think about. So if you have a goal, but you think about failure and thinking about all the bad things that can happen, that is what will happen to you, and that's what you'll become. If you have a goal and you think about all the success that will happen to you, and all the things that you will become and the person you will become, that is what will happen. It starts in the mind and then manifests physically, second. See, and you've got to understand that selling, no matter what you are in, is the world's highest paid profession. It's the most valuable skill you can possess. You've got to be good at it to reach the top. But more importantly, you need to know where you're going. No matter what it is you're doing. So with that mindset, that same point there, you need to act as though it's impossible to fail. So that no matter what you decide you're going to do, you need to act as though it is already done. That there is nothing that can stop you. No matter what obstacle comes in your way, no matter what roadblock, hindrance, or any sort of detour, you will go over it, you'll go under it, you'll go through it, you'll go around it. You'll take 10 steps backwards just to get a run up. You will do whatever it takes to get past it because it is impossible for you to fail. When you have that mindset, when you possess that sort of resolve, nothing can stop you. And any sort of ideals that you want to progressively realize and achieve, you will. Because that mindset will make you unstoppable. And this is what we're talking about here with understanding the strangest secret. It was something so simple was the answer or the key to almost all the problems in life. If you can have that mentality with whatever happens to you, you'll always become successful because you'll know where you're going, you'll know what you need to do, you'll have the goals and the recipe to get there. And you'll always have that unshakable belief that it's impossible for you to fail, so the success will come, it's just a matter of time. Provided you put through the action, you will achieve it. And that mentality is the reason why we'll have more productive, more efficient, more successful people progressively realizing their ideals that they want and achieving the success that they deserve because they've understood and internalized the strangest secret. Now we'll be making a lot more of these videos for this training series to help you with your personal development goals. That's all for now though. So until next time, leave a comment below on what you like the most, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the next episode of Harry's Highlights.